In other words, to our enemies, F-A-F-O. If necessary, our troops can translate.
Pete Hegseth is drunk in the White House. Pete Hegseth, marital abuse enthusiast, from what I understand, other kids' children raiser, and Secretary of the Department of War, had like a weird moment the other week where he called all of the generals to Washington, and people were like, "Damn, it's about to happen. Like, we're gonna have a coup or something." I don't know what we thought was gonna happen. But that's usually like a dangerous thing in old times. Like, oh, all the generals were called to. It's usually like it's a sentence, but it's a very important sentence as we like discuss like what Caesar's about to do in like Turkey. You know what I mean? Like Caesar's about to head up to Germany to do some like shenanigans. All the generals were called in. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, we told you weren't allowed to do that. He did that. The good thing is in America, like it or love it or hate it, we have like real cults in the military. I don't know how to say it different. And all the cults hate each other, but they all do their job. The USMC, Marine Corps, which I was a part of, yeah, I could say it's pretty much a cult. But it's like a side cult, an interior. You can still do whatever religion you have, but like you're also like in the society of the USMC. There's not a lot of ways to describe it. It's the thing where like you can peg people immediately if they try to pretend that they were a Marine or not. The way people try to call you out for not being a Marine is fucking hilarious. Like that doesn't even work. Like people just don't get it. Or how to call someone out. It's nuts. And it's very inborn, right? And other branches of the service have it too. When people say they're proud of their service in America, I don't know what it is that you're proud of overseas and stuff, but usually it's just that you did your job and you did your job right. It doesn't really matter what the fuck was happening, and people that are in the military don't hold each other to like that much of a standard. You just do your actual job and follow all the rules. So if you do commit war crimes and stuff, bad, and you should go to jail because you fuck things up for everybody else. But most of the rules are not like cop secret societies, which are like, yeah, we're gonna fucking do whatever we want. Da 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 da. It's serving with honor and distinction. So don't rape and murder and pillage. Don't act like a coward or an idiot in front of the enemy, and never give anyone ammunition to use against you or your fellow, individuals in the military. It's pretty much what it is. It's not like psychotic, but it's pretty fucking bone deep to the point where you'll if you make it through boot camp, especially in the Marines, which is like known to other branches as being like having a sort of religious overtone to it, we pray to our guns, and that's dead ass, okay? And it's why people call themselves former Marines and not ex-Marines, because it's like you can feel yourself be dragged in. If I went to the Marines tomorrow, people would be able to tell I hadn't done it in a while, but I would immediately start getting socketed back in. And it's kind of like, there's a lot of guys that don't want to admit it, but it would happen. It's bone deep. There's something about the indoc process and everything that is like, great. It's brainwashing. It's really not. It's indoctrination. It's different. Okay. The good thing about that is it fucks up your ability to have strict allegiances outside of the military, right? Especially when you're around the boys. Like, you can have your church and you can have your family, but when you're in, and especially when you're in uniform, your first duty is to the guy around you, right? And it's a sacrosanct responsibility. Like, it's crazy. There's things I could have done in the military. You just name a crime that people could have waffled about. But if I would have done this, if I had have fallen asleep on post and gotten a guy I know injured, people would hold that against me in a way that you can't comprehend. Like, what, you were just tired and you fell asleep and another guy got injured? Like, you're talking about something that surpasses any law against rule, like a conduct you've ever heard. Like, if I, like, abandoning a guy in the field is so against the grain of, like, what is it's beyond you it's hard to even dance around the hypothetical, because the thought of doing that is so bad, right? And you don't even really think about it. That's what the kind of pseudo-religious aspect of it is. And it's not like America's always good, the flag is always good, bada 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 bada. That might come out of it, but everybody else has different approaches to it. But the absolute and unerring loyalty to the people that are immediately around you, and the accepting the fact that the chain of command has to be respected up until the point it doesn't, is also very, very important as well. And as much as somebody might have an opinion about the president, and they might fucking hate him, like, dude, I wish we would go. They would be like 100% if everyone was just like, oh man, fucking yeah, we're going to take down Barack Obama, or we're going to instate. They might be for that, but the possibility of a senior commanding officer coming down and telling you to do something and then you not doing it and putting your unit at risk for disobeying an order, and putting your fellow, you know, especially my fellow infantry Marines or something like that, in a position where they're like, dude, we got to fucking brig you. Like, you have to, it's the rules. Like, we don't have a lot. You have to do it. It's not an unlawful order, yada, 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 yada. You don't think through stuff either. You accept, or you don't accept, or you fucking, you duck out. You know, you're out, gone. It's impossible for you to understand. If you haven't been in it, you cannot understand it. I'm telling you, because I didn't understand it at all. And then I went to boot camp, and then you get fucking built, reconstructed from the ground up to get it. So, like, I understand the distance you have from it. I used to be a civilian, and then I wasn't. You know what I mean? And now I'm a civilian again, but I'm not. I'm a veteran, which really is different. It is just like, I could go back, right? The difficulty of a 20-year-old joining the Marines from scratch and becoming a Marine would be harder than me as pushing 40 just rejoining a fucking infantry regiment. Like, it would be womp. That, like, it's fucking crazy. This is all to say that a lot of that is because the founding fathers and the Marine Corps, the Army, and the Navy predate America. That's why we have America. The Marine Corps was founded on November 10th, 1775, Tun Tavern. Okay. The Navy was October 10th, I think it was. And it's the whole thing. Wait, did I say that wrong? November 10th, 1775. Marine Corps birthday. My heart's racing. November 10th. Jesus Christ, yeah. Because it's the day before Veterans Day. My heart raced. That's like forgetting to say Tun Tavern correctly. Like, is like. And there's other guys that get out and they're fine. They're like, they just blow up and they just put it in a box and like let it go. And that's okay. Right. And you could, but it's still there, because if you bring it up around them, they're going like, I'm done with it. Right. Because it's still there. It's crazy. Like, if you've never been drilled, you don't get it. And this is all to say that it's part of making sure that we don't have a lot of the issues that arise from someone like Caesar existing, right? Where he destroyed the democracy of Rome, what was already in shambles a bit, by taking advantage of his prestige as a military officer and fucking barnstorming through. You know what I mean? And taking stuff over. This is a concern that exists. Oh yeah, it is the 250th, isn't it? And like Blue Falcon, sus donkey knows, yeah. Dude, to be a Blue Falcon. And a lot of people know, like, it's to prevent cults of personality from arising around officers, and it's to ensure that officers that make it up to the higher heights, despite some of them being shitheels and stuff, still understand that, like, hey, no matter how high level of a fucking officer you are, there is a penny ante grunt who would frag you if he needed to. And he wouldn't think twice about it if a fucking captain told him to do it and the captain was right. It would instant bop, plop. Doesn't matter, right? Same way, a top down, right? Every fucking penny ante fucking Lance Corporal knows you don't go against the fucking, you don't even talk to generals. They're like gods. Don't go against the fucking grain any more than you have to. You could if you needed to, But generally, it all works because it works. There isn't a better way because we would be doing it. And it sucks to say because like the whole time you're in the military, like, this is fucking stupid. We shouldn't be doing this. But 99% of the time, if you let someone change anything even just a little bit, everyone goes, oh, fuck, this is even fucking worse. Why the fuck did we change it? Why the fuck did we institute this? This is the worst idea. You don't change shit. You don't fuck with it. It's a 250-year now long tradition of military service. Whether you like that as a foreigner or not, I don't care if it sounds alien to you. Doesn't matter. You're not valuable as a person that has an opinion on it. Because the whole purpose of it is to protect America from invasion by exterior forces and interior forces. The Marines can fucking march on U.S. soil. And if it happens, it's because we fucking had something like succession or some shit, or because, we need to fucking do something right. It's unspeakable things have happened, right? But it could occur. But to prevent people's, personal issues from basically ruining what would behoove them to be doing, you have these sort of like, military pseudo cults, right? Because you have to have something that's bigger than you and bigger than anything around you to get guys to do stuff they wouldn't do otherwise. You can't get fucking two lefty fucking internet people who agree on almost everything together to like go. If you could get 4 Bad Empanada fans to meet somewhere in America and dig a 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot ditch, perfectly square, 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot ditch, 4 fucking Bad Empanada fans, I would be shocked. I would be shocked to see you achieve that level of organization and cooperation. It would be insane. You can get you cannot give them a shovel and tell fucking 4 Marines to do it, and they'll have it done in probably like an hour or so. Maybe some other shit will have happened, but like they'll make it happen. Mr. Make It Happen. There you are. It's different. It's just different. And it's very effective. 250-year fucking military outfit, you know what I mean? Army, Marines, and Navy that have not cooed the government at all is crazy. Actually, if you look at history, no cooing the government, no mass takeovers. We had one secession and it was quelled. In a 250 years of the country being around, one secession and it was quelled of any fucking note. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good fucking run, especially considering we're not even in fucking arms and armor anymore. We're in the age of gunpowder, smokeless gunpowder, which is a different age too. Like we're in a whole different ball game. It's a very well-ordered, well-structured regimen. Trust me, it's probably better than whatever the fuck you think you got at home. Well, you got kicked out by goat herders, bro. Political losses is all I'm telling you. If you want to keep deceiving yourself, go for it. It's a different fucking beast. And it does prevent coups. It prevents takeovers. It prevents generals from gathering power. Generals cycle in, they cycle out. They get approved by Congress, they get out. The thing that's a big issue right now is that the military is non-political in America. As a subject, it's of course political, but the military itself is prohibited from being political. You're not allowed to do political speeches. You're not allowed to fucking protest. You're not allowed to do a lot of stuff. And everything that you are allowed to do, you're not supposed to. You have to stay apolitical. You can vote. You keep who you're voting for and what you're voting about to your fucking self. All right. You don't have the right to freedom of speech. You don't need it. It's not valuable. If anything, it's going to cause issues. That's all highly important. The Republicans, really fucking conservative Christians, have wanted to basically overthrow that in order to install some sort of fucking juggernaut Uberhead, right? The problem is it's next to fucking impossible to the point where I think it actually is impossible because the closest they ever got was Crenshaw, and Crenshaw would be my dude before fucking any other Republican. It's hard to find a fucking person that was in the military that will fucking go against that shit, especially someone that actually banged. Crenshaw banged. He's a fighter. I'm a fighter. Banged. J.D. Vance was a Marine. J.D. Vance was combat camera. He's a pogue. He doesn't count. He was in the military, but he's not he doesn't bang. He didn't fuck. Okay? Like, he don't fuck. That's kind of what it is. And that's the kind of person you would need to go to the tip top. And it's fucking really hard to find people. I mean, it's a 1 in a million, and there's millions, but like 1 in a million to find somebody that would be willing to throw away all of the fucking government, risk the lives of all of the people in the military that are going to go for and against if you do unlawful shit, this, that, and the other, and also would turn power over and not just take it for themselves, right? It's just, there's so much. The size, actually, of the United States military is what prevents it from solidifying in one direction. They're desperate to fucking change that. That's been a whole issue. It's one of the reasons they've been fighting. Was that Hawley? I can't fucking remember. Fighting against confirming and commissioning new officers, which was basically a rubber stamp thing, but it's a whole deal. Either way, I say all this. Been thinking about America. I've been thinking about America's lack of coups lately. I mean, right. But this is the thing I said before I hop into this Hegseth thing from the get-go. The United States military, I can't think of a single person who, even if they were evangelical, Christian, whatever, the worst, a white supremacist, I can't think of one of them that would go, well, I took the keys and I'm going to give them to Donald Trump. That doesn't exist. And I don't think you can get it to exist because there's just you have to change it up. Once you know you can kill someone, it's hard to go back to not knowing that. Having someone else hurt other people for you is like a white people thing, and that's, that is what it is. But knowing you can do it changes shit, right? And if you're a general, when you can have other people do it, you can also do it too. It's a different vibe. And you know how to do it. And you know when to do it. There's nothing that the Secret Service could do in their life could stop a single regiment of United States Marines from doing anything they wanted in the Capitol. You're done. You have to call the rest of the military in. A single mortar team could take out the president tomorrow on a general's orders. Doesn't matter what president it is, by the way. Left, right, center, it doesn't matter. Because that's just it. Military armaments is a whole different ball game. So if they wanted to, they could. And they don't want to. That's the cool thing about the United States Military Officer Corps. They don't want to. Because if they did, they would. They would. They would. And it wouldn't take much. Like, that's the case. And I don't think a lot of these guys understand, because there's so many LARPers. Like, Hegseth is a LARPer. Fucking all of these fucking right-wingers, they're LARPers. A lot of them are foreigners. Fucking Swedes and shit. And they just don't get it. There is not enough loyalty to any president I've ever seen since I joined the military underneath fucking Bush, that would eclipse even the shittest ass generals' loyalties to their own careers and the people underneath them. And if they had to choose between, the end of America and Donald Trump's in charge, or the end of America and they're in charge, they're going to choose themselves. And I think what maybe is happening here is that the Trump admin is realizing that that's the case. And they can't get rid of everybody. There's no one to replace these people unless you violate the entirety of the system. Now, you could try to do that, but the thing is the people that were in the military are never really not in the military anymore, right? They're not far away from it, especially when you get to the officer corps. My aunt was a captain in the Navy, right? And she worked at the White House. She knows other retired Navy captains and generals and all this sort of stuff. Trust me, it didn't do anything for me when I was in the military at all. I never mentioned it. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, 'cause she retired like the second I got in. They're all around, right? There's more veterans than there are active duty personnel at any given time. It's not like they're going to rise up and do a veteran militia, but people can be recalled and people can move quick. And a lot of what keeps you from having bases and stuff, invaded or whatever, is the fact that people don't know how to talk their way onto a military base. I do. I know exactly what to do to get on there. I know how to not look weird if I'm on a military base. Generals can get back there and just fucking hey, we had our conversation about what would happen, right? Do you guys want to fucking see what That kind of stuff can go down. And it can go down in a heartbeat, right? If it becomes a moment where America's collection of guards breaks, you don't get rid of the personalities that are closest to the guns. And no one in the White House is close to guns. None of them are close to power in the way that they think they are. They're close to money. They're well funded. Maybe even some of them are liked by, like, you know, retired fucking degen Navy SEAL fucks, you know, okay. But like when it comes to, hey, we want to make a run on Chicago, but we want to do it with like United States Army. Like, okay, but like, who do you think you're going to ask? Like this guy. Okay. You're going to give him the keys. Well, now he's got tanks. Why do you think he's going to go to Chicago with him? What if he goes against you? You're already breaking the rules. Once you start breaking the rules, this is the kind of point, sorry, that I was trying to make. Once you start breaking the rules, you give every general, captain, PFC, Lance Corporal, every single one of them now has the legal authority in the future to say that it was an unlawful order and they were acting in the best interest of the country. No matter what happens. Like if you're as a random civilian, you go and you fucking like kill some politician or something, yeah, obviously, even when it's over, people can still go, you shouldn't have murdered the guy. When you're in the military, it's different. You take an oath to kill people for specific reasons, to kill in defense of your country. So if there's a general that's offered a chance, like, hey, we're giving you the keys to all the tanks. Tanks don't actually have keys, but the gate, okay? We're giving you the keys to the tanks. We're letting you open up the armory. We want you to go and do stuff. He can go, okay. And he'll say he's doing all right, all the way up until he's got everything. And now you have a guy who has the tanks and he has the authority. He knows how to move them. There's no like, you can't shake a fucking tank crew out of what the fuck it's supposed to do. It's a unit made out of 3 guys that do the same thing. Captain, chunk, pump, chink, pump. You know, like they're going, he's got him. Now he can go, well, I've got a gun and I get to do whatever the fuck I want to do with it because you are actually not supposed to be doing this. And you go, what? Yeah, I'm just going to say that. And because I have the gun, everything that I say matters. You know, like victory, spoils, all that sort of stuff. Like this is why you don't fucking fuck with that line, okay? Because once you have, everyone starts seeing how really thin it is, okay? And if you fucking give people the ability to move the army inside of American borders, there is no fucking way that they're going to stay loyal to you. Look at every coup in history. How fucking often has some military officer at the tippity top gone, what? You know, the effete academic businessman fat fuck that was in charge a second ago, I really want him to be in charge. None of them. Fucking what? And if anything, this is fucking not Harlan. Oh, I can't remember. This is how Starship Troopers begins. Tyler pretended to fire a tank cannon, kind of slays. But either way, Hegseth dragged all the generals in America, which is kind of a funny thing to do because, like, some of them are busy and some of them aren't important. You know? When you say a general, everybody always thinks of, like, Patton, right? Like a tank commander or commander, 5-star commander of the Allied Forces, European theater. But it's, like, not the case, you know? Like there's generals who are just like, what are you? Like, I am brigadier general. There's major general, lieutenant general, and a general, right? Be my little general. I'm a brigadier general, and I am in charge of aircraft maintenance. I know it's I run the third wing aircraft maintenance. Why am I here? I was dealing with supply chain issues today. Are we talking about that? Like, don't do a coup. I can't. You want to talk to Lieutenant General Comley. He's over 2nd Air Wing. He can make the planes fly and then go do stuff. I mean, I can make the planes fly. I mean, we fix them, but I handle personnel issues for back of house air wing stuff. If you're trying to prevent a coup, you need to talk to Comley. You didn't bring me and him here at the same time, right? We're not the same rank. We're generals, but he's a lieutenant general. What's the difference? He's a lieutenant general. He's 2 ranks higher than me, and he's over infantry combat arms troops. Are you going to make us sit next to each other? Yeah. He's 8 years older than me. He knows the commandant. I don't Major General Bradford. He can call me by my first name, but you're a general. He can call me by my first name if he wants to. I cannot do that to him. He tells me to, and I just don't do it anyway. He's a fucking lieutenant general. But you're a general. I'm a brigadier general. Stop saying that. The general might come by. He's just a general. There's 8 of them in this entire fucking state. And that's most of them. Oh my God. If we get their asses kicked if they were in the Babylon 5 universe, why do little bratty ones act like that? What the hell are you talking about? Magic words, theory of politics. What is even that? Okay, I'm yapping too much. Let's hop to this. Hegseth dragged all these people here. I don't know what for. Basically to give them like a moto speech, which is very funny, and I'll talk about that in a second too.
And we must seize every opportunity every day to prepare our joint force for the future. And every...
Okay, so here's fucking Dildo in his lifted shoes. They're doing they're doing the talking in front of the American flag thing. I guess he saw Patton. Patton didn't do that in real life, from what I understand. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, before I even hop into this, I know I've already got... There is nothing people in the military hate more than a speech. Hate it. Oh, fuck you. They fucking hate it. From the highest general down to the smallest private, fucking hate speeches. There's one guy you'll say he'll disagree. He says, I love speeches. Everyone fucking hates that guy. They hate that guy like you wouldn't. They fucking hate that guy. Hate speeches. Speeches are the worst thing ever. What happened? Oh, they want to get us all together. We gotta go sit and listen. Why? I don't know. He wants to talk about the fucking grooming standards. Oh, no. Is he even from our unit? Nope. He's from out of town. It's some guy from a different base. He's in charge of he's the boss's boss. Oh, why is he coming here? All right, everybody get together. Got to get your uniforms. Who doesn't have alphas? I don't have alpha staff sergeant. I got off deployment 2 months ago. 2 months is more than enough time to have alphas, Marine. You're going to get your alphas in 3 days. You're going up on charges. That's an NJP. I staff sergeant. How are you going to get alphas in 2 days? No, I'm going to get NJP'd is what I'm going to get. I'm going to try to find something, but I'm going to get NJP'd. What happens is I'm going to get NJP'd. I'm not getting my fucking alphas in 3 days. I'll tell you that much. 3 days later, you actually do have your alphas because you're Mr. Make It Happen. You're in the fucking Marine Corps. All right, Marines. Now, a lot of you don't recognize me. I wanted to change that. At ease. I'm sorry. At ease. Here's how you people are like, oh, you military, you gunfire gives you flashbacks. No, here's how you give somebody in the military flashbacks. It's these two sounds together. At ease. Somebody who was in the military, even for decades out, just felt everybody fucking shift their left foot behind him. Like, oh, God, it hurts. Oh, you don't know me. I am 10 General Baxter Daly. No relation to Dan Daly. Might have some relation to Spreadley Butler. So, why am I here today? I understand that shaving is important. Marines, let me tell you a story. There's now a 2-hour story about how a fucking Marine in his command, this Marine doesn't exist. If there's anything a general loves more than fucking, I don't know, bothering people or scaring the shit out of them, it's definitely making up a fake soldier or Marine to tell a story about. This Marine will not exist. He's going to die from shaving wrong. This Marine had to sit there with his mother and father, telling him he didn't die in combat. He did not die a hero. He died of an infection. Staphylococcus aureus. Right into his brain. Shaming standards matter, Marines. Hurrah! Hurrah! Shaming standards are the beginning. Surviving combat is the end. What does complacency do, Marines? Kills. That's right, can I hear that again? What does complacency do, Marines? Kills. All right. That's all. I will be directing your chain of command to blah, blah, blah. Attention. He leaves. He doesn't even say attention. Someone else goes, attention. Whoever the fucking guy. There's some dude. He's gunning to be commandant one day, but he's just a fucking oak leaf right now. He's half asleep. His fucking eyes are like glazed out. You can't tell. If you can't tell whether or not somebody's paying attention with this is what everybody's face looks like. Some guys will be paying attention. And then you see the Marine who's who's completely faded out, and it looks like it goes from this to this. Like he starts walking off stage, you see it. Attention! Everyone. Walks off. Okay. Company command, I'd leave your Marines to you. Fall out in order of unit. It's like 6 regiments. You're in the fucking one with the highest number at the far end of the parade deck. Ah! I can start playing some stupid fucking song. You don't even know that one. Fuck song is that? The general song. They play that. I don't know. Somebody in the Civil War, some guy got shot in a fucking kneecap, and a kid dragged him 15 feet, and the kid was humming some stupid shit from some stupid... and now every time that specific officer that has that job comes onto base, they play that song. I've never... That doesn't have drums. What the fuck? Where's the left? Fuck your guy, whoever's fucking running. Forward, march. Right. You fucking left, right. You see somebody else next to you. Right, left, right. Damn, 2 fucking units next to each other. Come on, can't. Like, one of us is gonna die. We can't be the ones to admit we were wrong. Where the fuck is the goddamn left foot beat on this stupid song? What the fuck did they play this for? Oh, which one of you are gonna fuck up by the left flank march? By the left flank march, right. Kill me. Anyway, this dildo did one of these. Fucking Pete Hegseth.
Please, take your seats.
Everyone run into the smoke pits, jog into that fucking
Mr. Chairman,
nicotine-stained fucking ammo can.
The Joint Chiefs, generals, admirals, commanders, officers, senior enlisted, NCOs, enlisted, and every member of our American military. Good morning.
Human brain melter, you're gonna make me do a fucking skit.
Good morning, and welcome to the War Department. Because the era of the Department of Defense is over. You see,
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is gonna be a day one thing. Please, for the love of God. I'll tell you what's happening right now. Every fucking base where there's something that says Secretary of Defense, Department of Defense, Defense Department, all that shit, everyone's like, what are we gonna do with that? Like, if it's a stencil, we'll paint over it, but we're gonna use the sticker. What do you mean? Like, we got sticker, we'll pull the sticker back off. Everyone else is like, you do not throw that away. Like, we don't need it anymore. Do not fucking throw away that thing that says Department of Defense. I don't even know if that's gonna last the end of the fucking year. Do not throw that away. We're not fucking... I am not spending our unit's discretionary budget on another fucking plaque that says Department of War, Department, and fucking flipping them out. I don't give a shit. We are going to push until inspection, and only if inspection criteria requires it will we do it. I swear to God, they send in someone from Washington. I will walk them around this base like it's fucking Potemkin Village until I lead them in this office and let them see some shit that says Secretary of Defense, Secretary. We're not I know they're switching it back. I am not flipping that out. I am not spending our fucking discretionary budget on switching the word defense to war and war to defense. Absolutely not. It is not happening. Every fucking time.
The motto of my first platoon was, those who long for peace must prepare for war. This is, of course, not a new idea. This crowd knows that. The origin dates to the 4th century Rome and has been
Sic pacem parabellum.
repeated ever since, including by our first commander-in-chief, George Washington, the first leader of the War Department. It captures a simple yet profound truth. To ensure peace, we must prepare for war.
That's why you call it the Defense Department. I hate him so bad.
From this moment forward, the only mission of the newly restored Department of War is this: warfighting, preparing for war and preparing to win, unrelenting and uncompromising in that pursuit. Not because we want war, no one here wants war, but it's because we love.
I wonder if that pause right there was for like Mole Man. That pause was for Mole Man to raise his hand. I want war. Is it like you thought you were talking to a bunch of fucking half inbred fucking middle America fucking Republicans that would actually go to one of these fucking rallies and go, I want war. What the fuck? There's so like 80% of the fucking things are like, yeah. Obviously, prepare for war. Don't look for it. Don't trigger it. One of the stupidest things you can do is start calling your Defense Department the War Department because it looks like you're planning on going to war, which means you want to do war, which means you're a fucking idiot. Some of you will die, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. God damn it.
Peace. We love peace for our fellow citizens. They deserve peace, and they rightfully expect us to deliver.
What in the fuck? Okay, that's just a pocket square, right?
Our number one job, of course, is to be strong so that we can prevent.
Does this little bitch have a fucking pocket square with shiny on it so it looks like he has fucking ribbons? There is no... Pete Hegseth never served. As I recall, he is a podcaster with a square fucking head. I think he's just not even capable of being a cop. I don't think Pete Hegseth served. Usually when somebody has served and they give one of these stupid fucking speeches, they got to start talking about their fucking indoc. You find someone over the age of 35 and let them give a speech to a captive audience of fucking people in the military. If they were in the military too, they will start at fucking their origin story every time. Back in 15, I walked into the map station in Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, God damn it.
Prevent war in the first place. The president talks about it all the time. It's called peace through strength. And as history teaches us, the only...
Hey, dude, are we doing 1984? Holy shit. Secretary, now I may be just a lowly major general in this United States Marine Corps, but I have done my required reading for my rank. Are you not quoting 1984?
people who...
Oh my God, bro. If you have people like Mattis, right? Mad Dog Mattis had fuckers that work for him and people that work for him. I'm telling you, like, generals are pieces of shit. Sometimes they're incompetent. They're cocksuckers. Some of them are Billy McChrystal, okay? Petraeus. Good old fucking Petraeus when I was in. But, like, you gotta understand, a lot of them love that. They love that shit. They're all little chess freaks, okay? And there is probably dozens of them in that audience right now thinking about how they can get him killed without, not because they care about his politics or they want a better America just because they're here. There's probably so many people that have already game planned Pete Hegseth's death that they could do. They're like, I'll fucking invite him out to inspect the warship. I got Seaman Barnes. He was up on suspension. I bet he would keep his mouth shut. Of course, we have Murphy, Colonel underneath me. I've got Captain Phillips. I've got Captain Duchovny. And I have Lieutenant Oss. Big time fall. Long way down to the water. Not too many moving pieces. I could probably do without Duchovny. They do that because they're bored. They're fucking psychos, dude. Like, it's weird to run into them. Like, you kind of get a vibe when you hang out with these fucking, especially you're in the military, you're not just hanging out with you're fucking civilian, you run into them. They always like, no, I'm just like you. Give me the crazy eyes. No, I just decided to spend 35 years in this man's Marine Corps. I'm just like any other Joe. I love this country. Like, why do you sound like a fucking radio announcer from the 1950s? No particular reason. All they do is sit around fucking thinking about shit. That's what they do. Their job is to like plan for stuff. All of them, they do game theory, but for real. They're all college educated, by the way, as well. All the generals. And they're basically the equivalent, when you get to a general, of like a doctor with like a doctor with like 30 years of experience. Like they do continuing education. Like the generals in America, they go to like Harvard and MIT and shit after they're in to learn stuff. And they do it for free on the government's dime. Because like, I don't. Some of them, they do think, I wanted to understand this critical race theory so I could understand if I needed to kill those people. That's literally what that guy was saying. They got mad at him. I don't know. I think they're fine. Yeah, well, they're only concerned about black people being mistreated. This happens. They're not a threat. No threat. When that guy said, I want to learn about critical race theory to see if it was a threat, he was not fucking around. That general that was talking about that was like, if it was, I was going to make plans to kill them. Like, that's what the fucking Department of Defense does. You ask, if you look it up, they fucking declassify this shit every few years. Like, what did you do? Oh, yeah, we fucking put together a plan just in case it turned out that aliens were real, because we had some mildly credible reports that this guy did these jazzercise videos, Richard Simpkins, I can't remember exactly. Like, you talk about the dancing to the oldest guys? Yes, one of the oldest guys. Mildly credible reports that he may be an alien. Some people near him may be aliens as well, that they could shoot lasers that went through large chunks of metal, and that they were impervious to most forms of ballistic weapons, but they could be suffocated. Figured that if we built a small pit, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You guys plan to kill him if he was an alien? Like, yep. You think I'm crazy? They have, like, they're like, they do it. It's called game theory. They run games. They fucking plan out basically like a scientific scenario of, well, if this did happen, how would we stop it? They're thinking about that shit all the time. It's all they have to do. Think about that. Try to get elected to stuff. You ever notice that generals never, like, they rarely, if ever, go to elected to office? You ever wonder why? They go and work in the private sector, and they're just as scary out there, too. God damn it.
Who actually deserve peace are those who are willing to wage war to defend it. That's why pacifism is so naive.
He gets to fly the new Osprey.
It ignores human nature and it ignores human history. Either you protect.
Funniest interaction ever. He gets on the Osprey, everybody's wearing a parachute, and he goes, do I get a parachute too? And they all look at each other and they go, you know what? Sure. We gave him a parachute. I guess he didn't know how to use it. That's crazy. I guess, I don't know. He told us he played a lot of Modern Warfare too. He's fucking swore. He seemed confident. He asked us if he could have a parachute. We said, yeah, we gave it. We fitted him with one. Well, actually, we didn't even put him on it. We thought he knew what was up. He's the Secretary of War. We just gave it to him. And he sort of held on to it while we were falling out. And then I think he kind of lost his grip on the shoulder straps. He did not have it attached to his hips at all.
Your people and your sovereignty, or you will be subservient to something or someone. It's a truth as old as time. And since waging war is so costly in blood and treasure, we owe our republic a military.
What the fuck was that? Oh. Bro, just because you hear somebody has said a phrase back in the day doesn't mean costly in blood and treasure. Bro, hitting them don't ask, don't tell grade lines. Okay.
That will win any war we choose or any war that is thrust upon us.
Oh my God.
Should our enemies choose foolishly to challenge us, they will be crushed by the violence, precision, and ferocity of the War Department. In other words, to our enemies, F-A-F-O. If necessary, our troops can translate.
Can't believe it. Oh, he ate that. Oh, oh no. Oh, fuck. Woo. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? He ate that so hard. Oh, I've seen clips of it, but I didn't know he just fucking walked into it that way. I thought it was like deep in the speech. He started with that line. Bro, he opened on a bomb. You might as well have just said nothing in the background. That motherfucker went, woo. So cold. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck me, man. Oh my God. Oh, that's so fucking good. That's good for so many reasons. First off, whoever made those noises are just his cronies. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'll give you the insight that you can't understand what the fuck happened right there. You can't actually understand what happened right there if you weren't in the military. You won't even be protected. You're like, he bombed. No one, no matter who they were at that moment, would have gotten noise out of active duty military members, because when you're in a formation, even if you're sitting, you don't make noises. You don't say anything. You don't react. If you give a speech, like I was making that joke earlier about the speech to the Marines, the thing that guy's talking to is a fucking crowd of people standing in fucking squares, unmoving at parade rest with like this. This is all you see from. It doesn't matter what you say. They don't react. You can't get a reaction out of them. You'd have to try, because first off, I mean, you're in a fucking formation. You're probably zoned the fuck out, barely paying attention anyway. But also, like, you don't react. You don't laugh. You don't cry. You don't shout. No, none of that. There's ones where you can, and those are like company formations where you stand like, these guys are at parade rest. Sorry, parade rest, not at ease. At ease, you might be able to, but not in front of a general. So you might see that like at a company level formation, at ease, comfortable with one of your commanding officers who's like one of the boys, like on deployment, where you're away from observation by any higher ranking authorities as well, you know, might have like that, oh yeah, you know, and that's because you have camaraderie built up. That's like a whole, it's a very, very, you build to that. You won't arrive at it outside of your own branch, more than likely. When you're giving speeches like this, if you want people in the military to respond, you say whatever their response word is. All right? So there's things that because they're at your beck and call. You are in charge. You're running the fucking formation. They're sitting there. They will respond as necessary. They do not care. They are at work. This is not, they don't give a fuck. You might you might get something like a whistle or an if people are fucking real pissed. You might have, it's different for every fucking, and it's not going to happen for a general, but you might get like a, you know, people make weird noises or something. Who the fuck said that? You get one of those. People will try to act up, but you're not going to get like a celebratory whoop, especially from generals, like deep career guys who like exist in a state of perpetual like having to be taken seriously. They have to be somber and they have to be cold and professional and look like murder grandpas because that's how they maintain order. Like they have to basically act like they're all carved out of, they're getting ready to be turned into fucking marble busts by some Roman sculptor, because that's how you keep the fucking rabble from going crazy. And all that fucking lance corporals and privates and fucking PFCs want to do is go crazy. They want to have a fucking breach in the order. So you have to make sure that doesn't break down. You do not fucking whoop in fucking thing. You would say, if you're talking to Marines, this is why you don't talk cross branch usually, and you don't do it in a public setting like this. If you're talking to Marines, you're like, hoorah, hoorah, can I get an hoorah, hoorah? And everybody will say that one time, and then that's it. You don't applaud. There's no applause in the military. You salute. That's it. That's your applause. And they ask for it. And attention, plump. Present arms. Order arms. You know, maybe you get the gun. That's it. Fucking up, down. You know, so if you have a speech with like that, anyone that's talking during that is undisciplined trash. Like whoever fucking shouted during the speech is fucking garbage. And it has to have been one of his civilian fucking morons running a camera or something. Like, woo! Like, dude, you have the fucking keys to death sitting in front of you, like everywhere. Shut the fuck, show some fucking humility, okay? Fucking insane, bro. It's nuts. He was never going to get applause from that. Like you can't. You can in certain situations. It has to be a different type of. They're all there because they're being forced to be there. So they're under orders, which is a different vibe. Now, if it was like, you know, Marine Corps birthday type setting, celebratory, a ball, everybody's in a different type of uniform that is like a ball uniform. So everyone knows the overall order is somewhat diminished, but still present. There's rules and regulations and decorum for everything. In that case, you might actually see them like, all right, yeah, very nice. Nicely done. And they'll still be pretty chill. I mean, they're still like 50, 60, 70-year-old men, you know what I mean? And women. But like, you're never going to get a fucking applause for this. And just having his fucking own gooners back there trying to like fluff the audience is so fucking embarrassing on so many levels. Most of which because you don't understand that like, they're not going to say anything. They're there under orders. I think they were put to fucking, you know, attention at risk. I don't even know how. What is the fucking decorum to call these guys? That's another thing too when I'm talking about like it's cross branch. This is such a rarity that like, you know, people like Patton is recognized for being a 5-star general, or there's a 5-star admiral. Those are rare. Those are wartime promotions that only exist during wartime because you need different branches to work with each other. Different branches do not work with each other. They get their own budgets. They are highly competitive with each other. They'll cooperate, but it's a friendly level of extreme hostility. And they don't want to fucking fall underneath each other's command because there's a lot of history there. Don't worry about it. to find somebody that's allowed to put everybody into and out of action is a rare and somber promotion. The people, General MacArthur, I believe Patton was a 5-star. They're rare birds. Generals or admirals of the commanding allied forces, in order to give one person the ability to tell everybody else to fucking chill the fuck out, okay? Secretary of Defense is not a military position, it's a civilian position. With due respect, you don't have him calling drill, right? He'll come out and talk to you and stuff, but more than likely he should go and, with due deference, visit the generals at their fucking place of business. They don't need to come in to where the fuck he is to listen to him yap. He's a fucking civilian. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Even if he's a former military person, any former military person would know. I don't need guys, some of whom have extremely like dense protection details because where they work is more important than where the other people work. Like, yeah, okay, this guy runs fucking water purification, which is actually like more sensitive than you would think. This guy's an infantry dude. He's fine. He's going to be rolling around with his actual PSD made of infantry people he selected personally. So he's on one. And then this guy runs part of NORAD. So he's actually one of the most valuable people on Earth. He's like a fucking permanently in play chess piece. We need to make sure nothing happens to him because he knows profane secrets beyond the ken of mortal man. So like, I know those 3 guys are the same rank, but they are not the same level of value, and they do not have the same level of risk when it comes to travel. So you don't ask that guy to travel ever. This guy will go fucking anywhere. You got to make sure he doesn't move too much. And this guy's shocked that you know to call him because his whole thing was getting basically like a gigantic retirement. So he wanted to be a general so he'd have plenty of retirement money. And he never wanted to be noticed. So he's kind of shocked you're calling him in here because he was basically overseeing like a dam. You know? It's so weird. Ike was 5. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting that. Eisenhower was the 5-star.
Another way to put it is peace through strength, brought to you by the warrior ethos. And we are restoring both. As President Trump has said, and he's right, we have the strongest, most powerful, most lethal, and most prepared military on the planet. That is true, full stop. Nobody can touch us.
The warrior, I don't like it when he says that. He got too much bitch tit to be saying shit like that. I feel like I could probably throttle Pete Hegseth to death with one hand. That's not like a threat, Secret Service, FBI. I'm just saying, as a person that was like a warrior. I was just one of them guys. I'm just 6'4" and 260 plus pounds, pushing 40, probably, you know what I mean? Much less the guys that were bigger than me in my unit. I don't know if he should be saying the words warrior ethos. Like, it just sounds like he's trying to sell, I don't know, on it. You know what I mean? Like, is he trying to sell brain pills? What the fuck? Warrior ethos? It sounds so fucking lame. I'm done with this. This is 2.5 hours. Oh, fucking fuckboy's here. What's the end?
Because they could never do what you do. The media will mischaracterize us, and that's okay. Because deep down they know the reason they can do.
Yeah, he definitely has this shiny fucking lapel pin on, so it looks like he's got some stuff. Is that like a little Navy thing? What the fuck?
Do what they do is you. In this profession, you feel comfortable inside the violence so that our citizens can live peacefully.
Like, you're talking to everybody that's in the military right now, like every general. That's not the case. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not. It's kind of like insulting. You know what I mean? Because there are guys there that are like infantry officers there's guys that are I'm telling you right now, there's actually men that I worked for, has to be, that are generals now, that are in that audience that have seen they have been in the shit. They're comfortable in it. They are motherfuckers. Motherfucker Mike is in there. I should actually look up. I don't even know how. No, I'm not going to go on that big digression. But like, they're there, but also so are generals that have spent their entire. They do admin pogue shit. They are pogues. They are personnel other than. They do not fight. the vast majority of people in the military do not fight. They're actually not comfortable in violence. They could maybe do it, but they are not signed up for it. They're not trained for it. They are filling out like fucking forms and shit. I don't like, they do like, hey, I need a house because I had a kid. And then they'll go like, oh, okay, yeah. And then they fill it out. And that general like oversees those guys that do that, you know? Or like they run a base. So like, what are you? Like, oh yeah, I'm the general in charge of like Camp Lejeune. It's like, yeah. You fucking, you know what it's like to kill a man. No, I don't. Why would you say that? I started at SIF. That's Consolidated Issue Facility. I'm an S4 logistics professional. What? Killing, I'm a rifleman, obviously. I did not really sign up to do any of that, though. Thanks for thinking that of me, but I operated Camp Lejeune's Consolidated Issue Facility as a captain and then as a major. I did some secondary education. I transferred with my colonelship. I transferred to D.C., and then I worked as basically like an executive officer underneath, General Shapiro that was down there while he was doing transatlantic shipping operations oversight. He recommended me for promotion eventually to brigadier general after I'd worked for him for several years. And then I moved back here. I was in charge of the 283rd Corps Wing. So those are, I basically ran comptrollery, or I ran the comptroller's office and a series of other sub offices for the, at the time, base commandant. And he recommended me for commandantship after I was approved for major general about 10 years after that. And now I run base operations for Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, is what I do. There are infantry generals who would report to me because they are stationed on my base. They're down there in Hadnot Point. There's one or two. They're across the but I don't. What do you mean? I've deployed. I did deploy a number of times, but when I deployed to Camp Fallujah, my rifle stayed locked up because I was 38 when I got over there, and definitely not running around with the kids. I stayed on Camp Fallujah, and I did essentially what I'm doing here in Camp Fallujah, which is why I have this job. I made sure that the logistics individuals working with us through civilian contractors came and went and were well protected. I never left base because it would be really stupid for me to leave the base. They would have to have dragged out about 50 or 60 of the Marines out of their cots to, I don't know, let me go sightseeing. So I stayed on base almost the entire time. I watched all of Gilmore Girls. And then, now I run Camp Lejeune. I do not know what it is like to be in combat. I've got good friends who were infantry officers. Some of them who decided to be infantry officers their entire run. But I do not know what you're talking about. The other guy's like, I'm a combat veteran, but I flew an F-18 Hornet. I'm sky jockey. I have a lot of respect for what we do. I've been called in for close air support the whole time I was flying when I had my wings. I still have my wings, but they don't put me in one of those anymore. I'm a little old for it. But I do not know what it's like to fire a gun in anger, because I wasn't really upset when I was dropping that JDAM. You know what I mean? But no, I don't know what that's like. I was at Cherry Point most of my life, and then I did training out. I did training out on the West Coast at Pendleton. I was in Okinawa for a little bit, liked it. Went to Hawaii, hated it. Came back here, and so now I'm running Cherry Point. But no, I don't know what that's like, sir. I do not know a thing about that. That is crazy. Well, how about you? Oh, yeah, I'm in charge of communications forces Europe. What do you do? Oh, it's kind of hard to describe. I can't say most of it out loud. I work in the S1 shop with intelligence, mostly signal stuff. I can't speak specifically to what I do, but I do a lot of operations on Fortran systems. Actually, unlike most of the generals here, I'm mostly compensated because of my skill set. I'm really not in charge of a lot of people. There's about 35, 45 programmers underneath me. I oversee their coding, code-based stuff, a lot of cybersecurity issues. I operate out of Germany. I've been living in Germany for about 15 years now. I'm never going to move up a little bit higher than this. The Iraq War came and went. Afghanistan came and went. I never deployed over there because technically living in Germany and raising my kids here counts as permanent deployment. So I don't know what it's like to, what did you say? Live in and around bloodshed? I think that's a different general probably that you should talk to. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, how about you? Oh no, I'm S4 Logistics. Actually, I worked with him for years. That son of a bitch beat me out for major, and now I'm working for him, cocksucker. I'm just kidding, Jim. I'm just kidding. You know, you keep going on like it's gonna take you a while to finally get to the one who's like, oh yeah, I was an infantry officer. And you're like, oh fuck, finally, thank God. Well, it wasn't cool. Yeah. By the time Iraq started, I was running 8th Marine Regiment. I was coloneling there. We did deploy to combat zones. My men saw combat, but I did not see any myself, sir. Oh, what you're a friend? No, none of that. I was a colonel by the time that came our line. I know it's been about 15, 20 years since the last time I was over there, but no, I stayed on base. My main job was to operate the internal operations inside a fire base 1897, which was part of Al-Assad. I gotta say actual names, I get in trouble. And we operated with the radar crew there. I coordinated with Osprey, close air support, and of course we maintained a logistics connection. So we were basically running around with security details, maintaining the walls, maintaining perimeters. So you saw a lot of combat. Not at all. That was well after the end of Sheikh Martyr Salah's revolution out there in Ramadi. So by that time, the country was fairly peaceful. Almost no attacks. Anything that would happen would be suicide bombs and that on the streets. The Iraqi army was dealing with most of the kinetic issues at the time. And then I came back. Actually, some of the parts that we were in fell to ISIS, got taken back by some of the guys we helped train, which we're pretty proud of. But no, I've never actually seen direct combat myself. I could probably do it. I was raised an infantry officer, but unfortunately, when I was young enough to serve in that capacity, was mid-90s, so I didn't do anything like that. Okay. What about the next one? Yeah. I was infantry. Yeah. Did you see it? Oh, I saw that. I fucking hate you. That fucking actual infantry. Yeah. You actually the actual one guy, the one guy who's got like extensive infantry experience, like he was on the ground, you know, Operation Phantom Fury 03 captain out there outside of Fallujah, seeing dudes get fucking deployed out there with like not enough body armor and shit because of fucking moron Republicans. Seeing young guys get fucking chopped up and shit. Yeah, I was out there, yeah. That guy, no, they always sound like this. No, I was out there, yeah. Yeah. Phantom Fury 03. Well, hey, are you excited about we switching to the Department of War? I found in my 25 years since the first time I saw a man die, I don't celebrate war. I celebrate peace, sir. I would not like to speak out of turn, but I prefer a Defense Department. That's all I have to say on the matter. Oh, fuck. You start seeing them old cutters. Some salt dog with a high voice, it sounds like I can't even do it. Guys that have been yelling for a long time it's what happens. They sound like a little like this. No, I don't think so. I don't think I would prefer that at all, sir. With all due respect. Why do you sound like that? Screaming over machine gun lines. We're firing suppressive fire for a long time. You have to yell a lot. I wasn't even running the lines, but if you have to yell a lot, it can do some damage to your vocal cords. Like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, you finally found one. I don't think he's really big of a fan on sending kids back to the meat grinder for, I don't know, what is that, sponsorship or something? Like, oh, this is a good one. The American dildo. Photograph obtained. Cigarette voice, yeah. Throw in this whole bit into the next TTRPG I run. Benato would have no idea what you're saying, but he would definitely post about this if he was aware. I'm sure he would. When you said Fortran, I knew he was working on some indescribable shit. I only fucking found out about that because I got drunk with some random fucking guys that did weapons development after I was in the military. I was in college. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go work for the Defense Department. Like, what are you working on? He's like, I can't talk about it. I got him drunk. I know what he was talking about. I won't blow him up here. Oh my God. All right, let me see if he has anything else to say.
Lethality is our calling card, and victory our only acceptable end state. In closing, a few weeks ago, at our monthly Pentagon Christian prayer service, I recited the commander's prayer.
You're not allowed to do that. You're really not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to do that. It's so against the rules. You cannot talk religion in the military. I mean, you can talk about it amongst each other. You cannot talk about religion down to the men. You can never mention your faith. You should not, because it's your shit. It's not important, okay? With all due respect to your God or whatever the fuck it is you do, it's not important. Because whatever the fuck you're about to say is not uncatch-22'd enough to include everybody. You leave that shit alone. You can say sometimes if Padre's there, do you have a chaplain on hand to handle your spiritual fucking needs, okay? If the fucking Marine Corps wanted you to have a God, they would have issued you one. Chappie can fucking leak out of the fucking, and he can lead a non-denominational prayer with the power of catch-22-isms, okay? But you cannot fucking do it. If they're doing fucking prayer circles at the goddamn Pentagon, somebody's gonna get sued. Oh my God. You cannot do this. This is a whole thing when I was in boot camp. Fuck him. Maybe we'll listen to him in the background in a second. When I was at boot camp, Sunday is God Day, okay? Now, you might be Jewish or some shit. You gotta fucking save that, all right? Put it in a fucking bucket. Whatever you fucking Muslims do, I know whatever your special day is, you gotta put it in a bucket. It's Sunday. Why? Because it's kind of like when almost everybody's off. So Sunday's God Day, okay? Sunday's for God. God gets you for like 4 to 8 hours, whatever the fuck it is, okay? And you can do God shit. Because everybody's gotta work. So you can't be doing a lot of your God shit otherwise. It's part of the sacrifices you make to join the military is you got to leave a lot of your religious horse shit behind because it's fucking gets in the fucking way of other people having to do stuff. Now, it doesn't mean that they will fucking bend over backward to get you anything that they can get you. So it's like, hey, you can't do your fucking 5 prayers to Mecca a day because we're in a fucking foxhole, you know what I mean? Or whatever the fuck. We can't stop to let you pray. You can't be bringing a fucking prayer rug around. Okay, you're going to use your thing. Okay, cool. But we're going to make sure, hand to fucking God, you get all the fucking halal food you need. We will literally bend over backward to get you fucking halal food. Special boxes of MREs brought in for one fucking guy? Yes. Because that's the return. That's what the military's like in being it. You make a sacrifice, they'll fucking make good somehow. Every time you got fucked over while you were in, they'll make it like I got free back surgery. Makes me feel not as bad. Still a little fucked up that Gunny making me fucking sweep in the middle of a sandstorm without a mask on or anything, just breathing in that good fucking Iraq dust, sweeping a fucking 150-foot long sidewalk in a sandstorm. You know, that was something, but back surgery for free. Okay. So like, yeah, you're Jewish, you can't do Sabbath on Saturday. Sorry, bud. Maybe you can if you're in a nice place, right? There's like lower restrictions. Okay, actually fine. Based. Hey, if we're on base, oh, absolutely. It's the Sabbath. Go celebrate the Sabbath. We'll make sure that everything's fixed up around here. All that good stuff. Are we on deployment? Are we on fucking maneuvers? You got to stow that shit, save it for God Day, or save it for when you get back. Then when you get back, you can have it back. That kind of thing, right? You need fucking kosher food to eat? They're going to fucking get you the kosher food. They are going to fucking make sure that kosher food travels through fucking war zones to get to you. I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, it'll have a little fucking Jew star on the box and everything. A little Star of David. That's the fucking shit. Hey, by the way, the Muslims can eat that too. What? Really? Yeah, sort of, kind of, but yeah. It's usually, they're fucking fine. Hell yeah. Okay, kosher food stuff here. Vegan? Oh, you're Wiccan? We respect that. Why? Do you understand it? No, we don't care. Can you hold a gun? Yes. Can you not fall asleep on post? Yeah. All right, go ahead and go into the fucking woods and do your stupid fucking dance. Don't do any criminal actions. Don't do anything that's not fucking, that breaks any of the UCMJ. But yeah, you want to go fucking worship a stick or some shit? Go for it. Hand of God, I went to a Wiccan service just to see what the fuck was going on in boot camp. Because I was like, what the fuck? I got sick. I had to go to fucking EHP. Suicide platoon. Fuck. And so I went to go see what the Wiccans were up to while I was getting rid of bilateral pneumonia. And he's like, yeah, everybody comes by here for a second and then they go. It's like, okay, cool. You guys got a Wiccan service. They're Wiccans. All right. I was an atheist. Actually, I was no pref rec. So I went to fucking no pref rec. You could go to Catholic service. You could go to fucking Christian service, Methodist service, Baptist service. But they have mixed Christian usually, like in something like boot camp. Because there's too many fucking different types of Christianity. So you kind of get mushed in there together. But once you get onto the fucking fleet, whatever. But if you have stuff that like gets in the way, it gets in the way. You don't let it happen. But if you're in the fleet and it's not a priority, they bend over backward because it's only fair, right? So yeah, you're a Christian, yeah, okay. No wearing fucking jewelry, okay. You can't wear your cross, no. But you can do it off. Fucking go ahead, go for it. Hey, I'm fucking Sikh. All right, well. All right, we talked it over. You can have your fucking beard short. Turban, fine. We should make sure that it works with a fucking helmet. But if we're in country, you got to make sure that helmet actually fucking doesn't get, you could get it down low enough. Okay. But yeah, respect it. This guy's a Sikh. Let him do his fucking little turban thing up, okay? All right. It's like, it was one of the hardest things to get used to after you get out, because it's like, I don't give a shit what your fucking religion is. But respectfully, you know what I mean? Because that's what it was like in the Marines. Because you find out people are all kinds of shit. One of my buddies, I didn't realize he was a fucking like crazy snake worshipping Pentecostal. And fucking like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna go to a fucking tent revival and get fucking saved. Do you want to get saved with me? I'm like, bro, we were talking about anime like 10 seconds ago. What the fuck? You speak in tongues and shit? He's like, I let the fucking spirit run through me. Okay, whatever the fuck that means. All right, yeah, check this shit out. Got to go fucking the other side of the base to get to the Pentecostal church. You can be late to stuff. You guys are supposed to be here on Sunday. I was literally at church. I got a fucking note from the fucking chappie or some shit, right? Chaplain will come by, give you special rights. Chaplain will come by, make sure that your fucking religious needs are seen to. And then the trade-off is you can't do certain types of shit. You cannot fucking proselytize in the military. You can't do it. Even if there's not a rule against it, but I'm pretty sure there fucking is, you should not ever fucking do it. Because it gets people fucking lit. The standard operating procedure of, I ain't doing that shit. You can't ask me to. Don't ever ask me to do stuff that's for you, no matter what your rank is. I do stuff that I'm supposed to do because that's the thing. I have so much control over your life if I'm your fucking commanding officer, if I'm your fucking NCO, that I can't put you in a position where you have to compromise your religious faith in order to like accede to my personal desire of how I want the world to fucking work, right? And like conscientious objection works not just for like fighting, but for, yo, I don't want to pray to your fucking bull. I don't want to pray with you. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. Some guys will, but I think prayer does not belong in the military ranks because there's too many different types. And I don't think they're like, you got a bunch of Baptists doing whatever the fuck a Baptist prayer is. You got one Methodist there. He's like, oh, fuck, you're dragged in and shit. You got to keep that shit away. That's personal hours shit. Okay. Oh, hey, you got to do your like religious thing. Okay. Go over into the like area and do it. You're just like the cigarette smokers. They got their religion. They got to go fucking worship the ammo can. I got told that by a cat. I think that was actually Chappie. Everyone's got their own kind of faith. You guys are over here worshiping your ammo can. Like, okay, yeah, it's true. I am smoking cigarettes here. Oh my God. Like, and just trying to wield their gun like a magic wand. They did remove that beard policy, though. I mean, I think there's a bunch of shit that happened right now. Hopefully it gets reinstated. Stream chat. Live notices. Okay, there we go. Luke Lars, super chat, $10. Do you think that General Mad Dog Mattis would be a good president? No. I mean, I think he would be a competent leader. I just don't think he'd be a good president. I think he would agree with me. I don't think that he's young enough or has a desire to do it. Or that I think he's at the same standpoint that I am, that people who have been in the military, especially high-ranking individuals in the military, should defer from entry into public service at that level. Just to maintain a reasonable separation of powers. Great cabinet secretary, tremendous in that regard, obviously. But I think you shouldn't even bother wasting time thinking if he was good, because I think he would prefer, if you respect the memory of the man, to not be considered for something like that. Like, he would be, flattered to whatever degree. Oh, I'm flattered. I'm flattered. Thank you. Like, stop suggesting that. Like, those guys are consummate professionals. They're from a proud tradition. Generals know that they get remembered. That's the thing too. And you don't want to get remembered as a fucking clown, because we've had fuck ups in this country, and like, dude, the history books are kept different in the military, and they don't like forget. There's one flag in the Marine Corps that's not allowed to be flown on United States soil. That was from a unit that surrendered to Japan. I think it's the only Marine unit to ever surrender and lose its colors. And it's their guidon's not allowed to fly on U.S. soil. So none of the guys that were in that unit are alive today, even, I think, or responsible for it. But the flag itself is like non grata. They still call 1-9 the Walking Dead. That unit's barely even like around. Well, at least it was when I was in. They probably fucking got it back to working order now, but like, they were just a bunch of fucking slapdicks when I was in. Okay, this is just funny. This is additional Hegseth dribble. Hegseth was upset by reports he had planned a briefing for Elon Musk on China. So ABC News is confirmed this is by Ann Flaherty. Hegseth shouted threat to polygraph top military officials. This is the bee's knees when it comes to this guy. No one fucking respects this dildo. ABC News has confirmed that in at least 2 separate meetings, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth accused top-ranking military officials of leaking to the media and threatened to polygraph them. According to one person familiar with the exchanges, Hegseth was upset by media reports that he had planned a briefing for Elon Musk on China. In a meeting with Admiral Christopher Grady, who was serving as then chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Hegseth yelled, "I'll hook you up to a fucking polygraph." Fucking Admiral, dude. All right. You can certainly try. Sure, buddy. All right. Hegseth then made a similar threat in a separate meeting with Lieutenant General Doug Sims, Joint Staff Director, according to the person. Is that it? Oh my God, that's the whole story. Wall Street Journal first reported the exchanges. A spokesperson for the Joint Staff declined to comment. He said he'd hook me up to a polygraph. Gonna have to get through a few able seamen to do that. I got a lot of able seamen under my command. I heard your wife's husband has plenty under his command as well. Oh, how so? How's that? When it's like, you and what army? I'm the Secretary of War. Yeah, well, who do you got in your phone? 'Cause I know who I got in mine. Bro, I wonder, it would be interesting. So Marines are everywhere, all over the White House. Marines are like the security detail that are all over the White House. There's like Secret Service guys too, but there's Marines fucking everywhere. And generals can have their own security details, their own detachments. They have executive officers, a whole fucking kit and caboodle. They're probably chill then, but like, they can roll around with some pretty fucking serious muscle at times. And like the guys have to work out. Like there's exercise standards and shit for people that work for them, right? You know, your exercise standards go down the longer that you're in because they can't expect a 40-year-old to operate at the same rate as a fucking 18-year-old. Nor do you need them to. They're there for a different reason. But like, I wonder if Hegseth could even he's going to have a bunch of fucking like CrossFit people doing wiggle push-ups or wiggle pull-ups. Like, try to fucking like fight one of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He just like starts fucking like stomping you. Some of those guys carry swords. They got a sword on them. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I don't know what else to say about it, but I think that it's very interesting. To lose the loyalty of the military as the defense secretary by being a irritating drunk braggart is crazy work. I think like you're going to see them trying to pull out the fucking stops with these upcoming elections because they're poised to have no friends left. There's going to be like almost no reason to not burn a lot of the Trump administration once this whole thing's over. They're going to be easy to blame for everything economic, everything political, all that sort of stuff. But I think a lot of people are probably going to go to jail this time for realsies. For realsies, go to jail and probably stay there because I don't know. I don't know how to fucking really like set this prediction in stone, but this is definitely not good.
Hope you enjoyed your time on the West Side.